Welcome, everyone, to episode 4 of the Hawkcast, the podcast that is somehow still running, and also has now invited endangered species into the mix. I'm your host, Shadowhawk, and what do you have to say for yourself?
I'm the only one of my kind, and I'm sad now.
Yes, hello, you are the endangered Combine Sniper Horse. And I am mildly concerned because I am now the one that has a gun pointed at me at all times, and I feel like at any given moment I could be shot.
True. Yes, very, very true.
For those of you who may have missed the last episode, Rando will not be here today because he is out doing some other cool stuff, known as flying. And, yeah, so now he's just left us here to do some slightly less chaotic things, though still somewhat chaotic. Anyways, there's not going to be too many things going on in terms of topics today, except for really one. Not too much I've thought of. So I'm just doing a quick little audio check here. Yeah, okay. We're good. Alright, so as for stuff that's on my mind, I guess I'll begin. Apart from the, sorry, it's picking up my, my mic, probably. Apart from the stuff that we're gonna talk about here later on, there's a whole lot of shit going on in the world right now that I feel like it needs to be at least somewhat addressed. I'm not one for talking about crap going on in the world, like, to this degree. I usually try to avoid it, but I at least want to briefly hit it. Of course, this is gonna be a little bit sensitive to a lot of people. But my condolences go out to everybody involved in the recent mass shooting in Texas. It's completely just unacceptable how this kind of stuff is still able to happen. And just, I really wish the best for anyone and everyone that's affected by this. And I hope that moving forward we'll be able to stop stuff like this from happening. So, my heart goes out to everyone that has been affected by this, and I sincerely wish you all the best. That down. I don't know if you've been following Emin, but
Yeah.
the Johnny Depp trial just recently finished, sort of.
Yeah.
And I am
Oh
I am.
no.
What did you do?
My volume is way too loud.
It sounded like a bomb just went off. Yeah, that's fine though. It was kind of funny. Um, but I'm just shaking my head at the trial right now. Like this has been going on for 6 weeks, and they still haven't come up with a verdict that's staring them right in the face. Like, come on. It's like, how can you be at a stalemate here? There's no question that Amber Heard is a complete liar and just wants all of the attention. Yet you're still here like, oh no, I don't know. I don't think I think she might be innocent. No, she's not. And if you think she is, God help you. Now, that's not to say that Johnny hasn't done some things in his life that are look probably looked down upon, but he's not the abuser. I can confidently say that. I've not been shot yet by MN, so I feel like that's the okay symbol to move on. Gotcha. Um, and the last thing I want to point out, this is no surprise at this point. This has been going on for the whole year. Hey, America, you want to lower the gas prices already, please? I've already wasted about $57 this week filling up my like 16-gallon tank. Sorry, correction, 12. Which beforehand I only had to spend about like I don't know 40. And I don't even have to I mean luckily I don't have to go that far to get to work whenever I do work. Um but still, how do you go from 40 to 57? I'd like to keep the money that I spend a lot of hard work on trying to get. 30 for 6.5? Dang. Mishiru in the chat is saying that they've got they've got to pay $30 for 6.5 gallons.
Oh damn! What the? Oh my god!
God, I thought it was bad here. It's like there's a gas station right down the road from me near the exit of the interstate, and I occasionally I'll look at the sign and be like, okay, where's the price at now? Just yesterday it was at 5.69 a gallon.
Yeah,
Holy crap, guys! What are you doing up there in Washington D.C.?
it's getting crazy with the prices.
467 for you. I'd like to trade your gas prices. Actually, no, I don't want to do that because then that'd be rude. How about we just all lower the gas prices, America? Come on, you know you want to.
I think it might be stuff with Russia that's going
I
on.
feel like that's part of it, since I think we get a lot of our stuff from there. But
Yeah,
the
and they've been
same,
kind of raising prices because of what's been going on.
I suppose I want to kind of mention something related to that. Aside from the fact that it's completely insane that the Russian-Ukrainian war is still going on, uh, I'd like
Oh,
to applaud a lot of like companies. Like I think I heard McDonald's and Starbucks both completely shut down all of their chains across Russia because like that's not an easy thing to do. Uh, just, especially for such like a big two companies to just completely wipe out all of their like what's the word? Just all of their locations across an entire country. Like that, like I said, that's just not something you can just do easily. but they did it, and I applaud them for that because, I mean, like there's no reason for this war to be going on in the first place. And I'll try not to get too into it here, but honestly, I feel like Putin just is trying to start another World War II scenario, with Nazi Germany and all that.
Yeah.
It's like, and the funny thing is, it's
It's
been
already not going well.
it's been how many months now? God, I'm an idiot. I looked at my wrist like there's a watch on there that's gonna tell me how many months it's been. Um, it's been a couple of months now, and this has gone practically nowhere. You'll occasionally hear like things happening, but nothing's really gone out of it yet. I guess Putin's not gonna stop until either it comes back to bite him hard in the ass, or if he just dies of natural causes or something. I don't know. But I just I just don't understand why half of the things that are going on. Right, hello, English. Can you come back to me, please? Um, Forgive me. I was streaming like not even 2 hours before this, so speaking is still a bit funny for me. But I lost my train of thought too. Where was I? I'm gonna take that as you don't know either.
I don't know. Something about him dying of natural causes, I think. I
Right.
don't know.
I think I was saying something like it's just completely baffling how all of this is just going on in the world right now, and it's like nothing's being done about it. That's all I've got to say. Like I said, I had a lot on my mind, so. What about you, MN? I mean,
Eh,
endangered species.
just been doing stuff around the ranch and
Oh, yeah, that's right.
surviving.
How do I keep forgetting that you. What is that like, being on a ranch?
It's not too bad. It's just kind of like, hey, you got animals that normal people don't have, and you kind of have to deal with them.
My parents, or specifically my mom, wants to get horses eventually. Because we've got like we've got about an acre of property, so we have plenty of space to have like a bunch of horses around.
Yeah. Well, I'm
And
telling you now, it's like $500 for a big giant round bale of hay, and
well,
guess what?
hey,
If you
I
just
don't gotta
let
pay
them,
for that, so I could care less.
well, if you just let them eat it all, then you're gonna have some holes in your pocket.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they've thought about that because this has been like a thing they've set their eyes on for ever since we moved into the house I'm in, which was about like 4 years ago. So I'm sure they've had that in mind this whole time.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's really interesting, the kind of just the ranch life in general.
Yeah.
I personally, I don't want to say I'm not a fan of it because then it sounds like I hate it. It's just like kind of, oh, that's cool. Would I do it? Probably not.
Yeah. It's hard work sometimes. You have to carry around 50-pound bags just to feed them
I, I,
all.
I'm still having trouble carrying around a box of like six bottles of bleach. You think I'm gonna be able to carry that? But
Oh, yeah. Don't be surprised if your parents throw you out there and
oh, I'm
make you
gonna
get on a horse.
I'm hoping I'm moved out by then because I'm hopefully not gonna be still in this house in 2 to 3 years. Not that I don't want to be here, but I mean you gotta move out eventually.
Yeah.
I'll start paying rent though if my parents want me to. It's just I don't feel like I'm gonna get out of here right away.
Yeah.
Um, anything else?
I don't think so. Just living.
We we're kind of just going with the flow for this one until we reach our topic, which is going to be later in the podcast. But um, you recently uh got into Rainbow Six Siege and are actually going to be dragging me into it later.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on it so far? I'm curious.
It's it's pretty fun. It's a little grindy, but I kind of like games that way.
And
Yeah.
for anyone who has been living under a rock or doesn't know what Rainbow Six Siege is, it's essentially just another first-person shooter. But from what I hear, it's pretty good, and I am going to be trying it out for the first time tonight. So, uh, I'll be sure to let you know how that goes next week when we reach episode 5. Oh boy. I still feel like
Yep.
it's like counting down to the season finale. Episode 5 is where everything goes down. We have a special guest and we have a 2-hour episode with Rando coming back and rambling about whatever the hell he wants for 2 hours. Well, technically 1 hour because we're going to have stuff planned for the first hour.
Yep.
I'm sorry, my brain just decided to shut down and do a reboot for a minute there.
And Rain's like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah, it's like, all right, I've been on overload today. Good night, guys. So I suppose now is probably the time to move into our one and only topic for today. We've talked about it in the past, as if you have read the description, you'll have noticed. But Team Fortress 2 is coming back to the Hawkcast for this episode. And if you are a fan of Team Fortress 2, you know exactly why. Over the last, let's say, 4 or 5 years or so, Team Fortress 2 has had a major bot problem. There are two different game modes that you can play called casual and competitive. Casual is just essentially just playing casually, as the name suggests, against other players in set matches, while competitive is, as the name also suggests, competing against other players for, I believe, like different types of rewards and stuff. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but essentially, both of those modes have been overrun by bots for the last how many years?
Like, I would say 2 to 3, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. And when I say bots, I mean, of course you misheard me, Zero. I did not say massive butt problems. That's what the Kardashians have, and I'd rather not get into that. So, moving back into our topic, please. The bots are essentially just um, how do I explain this without being very mean?
Bots are hackers.
Yeah, sure, we'll go with that. A groups of anonymous hackers have put these bots into games, and what the bots do are most of them are I think all of them actually are the sniper class. And if you don't know
Most of them,
if
yeah.
you don't know what a sniper is, please help help yourself. But they all have I think it's aimbot in it. I think it is aimbot, right?
Yes, yes,
They
it
all
is.
have aimbot on them, which immediately will, whenever like they shoot, it'll immediately target anyone's head from no matter where they are, and they'll die. So essentially, if you just walk out of your spawn, you die. That's pretty much it. So it makes the game
Pretty.
completely unplayable. On top of that, they make them severely annoying because they all play some weird loud ass noises or like
Yeah.
very cringy music that you'd hear like a 10-year-old play over the mic on their phone. And if you try to kick them,
They'll all kick you.
yeah, they'll all kick you instead. And they also have on several occasions DDoSed servers. So it's very clearly a big problem. You'd think that Valve, being the huge game developers that they are, you'd think that they'd do something about it, but here we are 5 years later and they haven't said anything about it. As a matter of fact, they haven't even updated the game. They've just left it on its own and have been completely silent about it. Up until a few days ago on the 26th, when the Save TF2 movement started. And essentially, what I've said that word so many times, take a shot every time I say that word. What happened was a bunch of big TF2 YouTubers and streamers got together, and along with the fandom itself, got on pretty much any social media platform that you could. Twitter, Instagram, uh, hell, even TF2 itself, I saw some people doing it on. Even on YouTube, people are uploading videos just with the hashtag SaveTF2, uh, tagging Valve and just telling them how much the game means to them. Like it was just an online peaceful protest in a sense. Um, I I took part in this too. I sent a tweet saying um, just how much I this game has meant to me. I've made plenty of friends playing this game, and certainly after coming back to it in the last year, it's been one of my go-tos. I mentioned back in episode 1, I think, that it is my favorite game of all time at this current moment, and while it's probably now in my number 2 spot, it's still definitely one of my favorite games because it's just so fun. There's so many memories that come out of it, and I would hate to see this game continue to be in the state that it's in. And believe it or not, Valve, or well, not Valve, but the official Team Fortress 2 account, which essentially, again, is Valve, they responded, and I'll pull up the tweet here. Uh, but they responded saying that we hear you, and we're gonna work to fix Team Fortress 2. And that tweet got more likes and retweets than the announcement for the Steam Deck did. That alone tells you how important TF2 is to people. They care more about them responding to the Save TF2 movement than coming out with their own console. That's saying something.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm trying to find the damn tweet here.
Because didn't you send it to me?
Yeah, I did actually. Hold on. Let me see if I can
Yeah, you can right click save and yeah.
yeah, take the show here from me for a moment.
Yeah, so I'm really hoping that they find out how to get rid of all these bots. And yeah, it's a fun game, but all the bots just kind of not make it fun. And what really makes it bad is with most people, like big YouTubers and stuff, they will actually be targeted because they're big Team Fortress 2 YouTubers. And no matter what they join or where they go, there's probably like 5 bots right behind them, just all lined up, ready to go.
Yeah, because they want to root because that's one of the other things that's super irritating is that these hackers are capable of specifically targeting players. So if someone has a vendetta against you, they can make it so that you can't play on any sort of server because a bot will always be there with you. Here, I've got the tweet here, and I'll pull it up.
And also, I'm not even sure if you can. I'm probably, like the training sims you can do
Yeah,
with
training would probably
regular.
be unaffected because
Yeah,
I mean,
because it's single player pretty much.
yeah, but there's only you can only do a limited amount of maps and game modes in
Yeah.
training, and
Well,
playing.
if you know how to mess with the tilde key console, then you can pretty much play on any map you want. But it's a pain to set up any map.
Yeah, and I haven't even bothered um, doing anything with that. As a matter of fact, I didn't even know you could do that in training until you mentioned that. But
Well, pretty much you just start up a single player game, and I have them all saved, all the things you need, and I have them all saved and whatnot. And it's once you understand how it works, then you're good. But the thing is, you're gonna have to go through a laggy, like probably 3 or 4 minutes of just being laggy until you can actually play the
ah,
map.
I see.
And luckily, it saves. It most of the time it does save. Most of
Okay.
the time it does save what locations are the best for sentry buildings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And but it's a pain in the ass to actually get it running
Yeah.
because you gotta enable cheats. Then you have to give the bots the code or command to run the simulation to figure out where they can walk, where they can build, and all that. And it's a pain in the ass.
Which is like, I mean,
And then guess what?
hmm,
They're just the basic bots. They don't know what is what.
yeah.
Like you could just be a spy with the what is the knife that changes that as soon as you stab someone it changes into them?
Your eternal reward.
Yes. If you just go behind them and start stabbing,
They won't know.
most likely, yeah, they will not know. Like half the time, like if they look at you, run around a corner and you stab someone, they're like, "Oh, hello, teammate." Like there was never a spy there.
I have an experience with a bot that shows just how simple-minded they are. Um, this is one of the I'll get back to the tweet in a minute. One of the maps that you can do is called CP5 is it Gorge, I think?
I don't
I
know.
don't remember. It's a control point map, and
Yeah.
uh there's always like I usually play with like 12 bots total because it's not too chaotic, but there's still enough to work with and have to fight against.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
always an engineer on the team, on both
Yeah.
teams, and I was playing
Oh,
on blue side, which is the team that needs to capture the points from red, and the blue engineer, because I don't think the bots are programmed to or like the engineer bots are programmed to fight offensively. The blue engineer just sat in a corner the entire round with holding a toolbox, like just, oh, hello, Valve.
yeah, I was
Valve has come in.
thinking.
Oh no, they hear us. But
Yeah, but
because there's nothing in its AI saying that it needs to go somewhere because it has nothing to defend, it just sits there. And it
yeah.
just didn't move for the entire round.
And sometimes that will happen, and what you have to do is do that painstakingly process of redoing the whole walk cycle of the map.
Yeah.
So it can figure out, oh, you can't just stand here, you gotta get out there.
And
And then they'll actually do stuff.
Yeah, and I suppose like the long and short of this is like it's not fun to play against bots. And I'm not talking about the
Yeah.
hacker bots. I'm talking about just actual bots.
Yeah.
Like they're 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 stupider than a noob
Well,
like at TF. Well,
I
maybe,
I
but
I have a theory about how the hacker bots were actually made. Because the regular bots in TF2, I understand how they work.
do
They
tell.
can see you through walls, but unless they have physical eye contact with you, they forget about you.
That explains why as soon as you come in sight of them, they start shooting at you.
And I think what they did is just grab the code of that and turned all of the safety measures off and just sent it off.
I feel like that's somewhat accurate. And because it's also sniper and uh headshots are, unless something wrong happens, headshots are usually a guaranteed critical hit, which will one shot you, obviously.
So I'm pretty sure all they did is grab that code, throw it into their own system, and was like, okay, you've hit like 60% of the time, let's just make that 100.
Oh, yep.
And pretty much, yeah.
So it's basically just take the regular bots, give them too much IQ and the power of God, and then just slap them back into a server. Now, going back to the tweet that I mentioned earlier, this is from the official Team Fortress 2 account. Now, they have. I find this funny. They have since verified the account, since this account probably hasn't been touched in years. Because the verified symbol is now there next to the account. And the tweet reads as follows: TF2 community, we hear you. We love this game and know you do too. We see how large this issue has become and are working to improve things. At this current time, when I am looking at my phone, this has 47.3 thousand retweets and 218,000 likes compared to what you see in the picture.
Yep.
So,
That's pretty good.
that alone shows just how much this is meaning to people. I even saw people I didn't even know knew about TF2, like Jacksepticeye reply to it. And that like it's just there's so many people out there that are like happy to even hear them respond. Most of us didn't even expect them to respond at all. We were just thinking we were going to get radio silence like Valve is notorious for. Now, does this mean that they're going to fix anything? I don't know. I mentioned in another tweet responding to another TF2 YouTuber that I'm still remaining a little bit skeptical because Valve has done nothing about this until we made an uproar about it. And I mean, as any big company would do, they'd respond to it. Otherwise, they'd probably get big backlash for it. The question is now, like, we got their attention, but are they going to actually do it?
Yeah.
The most we can do is hope. And I mean, I heard this in a stream I was watching yesterday, in a joking manner. Continue to pester them every month with the same hashtag, like we're still waiting.
Hmm.
Don't actually do that, as funny as it is, but it's like you can't just respond saying you're gonna do something and then not do it, because we are all now like taking you for your word here that you are going to do something about it. So if we like if we get past like several months and nothing's happened, there's gonna be a problem with Valve. I can tell you that much. Because to like all the hundreds of thousands of us that are following this movement aren't just gonna let it go and be like, oh, well, they didn't do anything. Okay, we tried. No, we're seeing how dedicated the TF2 fan base has been, in just that day alone. There are gonna be people that are going to continue to get Valve's attention of this, and it could go one of two ways, or well, three actually. They could either listen and actually do something. They could say they're going to do something like they have and do nothing, or they could just do the stupidest thing in the world and shut down TF2 entirely.
Yeah.
Which would then, as I mentioned before, make them probably lose everything. Because, yeah, that's just the worst option you could go with.
Yeah, really quick question. Can I share my screen for the, what is it? The stream? Do you know if I can do that?
Depends on what it is, but go ahead. What are you gonna
I
do?
will. I'm literally just showing that you can
Hold on,
play on any map.
I'm going to have to recenter this here, so just hold on a minute. Sorry, I'm just getting rid of all of the stuff here real quick. Anyways, try to explain what you're trying to do while I get this up.
So pretty much, I set up a bot map for capture the flag with the intelligence. The thing is, you can't do that in the base game, and I had to use like a couple of different commands to actually set it up correctly.
Whoops, that's the wrong thing. I'm trying to you put me on the spot here, man.
Yeah, I know.
I'm trying to duplicate it so I don't mess up the old one.
Yeah.
Okay. Scroll up to the top here. Oh dear God. All right.
Yeah, it's probably not going to be the best quality, but you can kind of.
I'll just put your horse there for a minute. Hold on.
I see you.
All right. I'm trying to
Alert. The enemy has taken our intelligence.
I'm trying to fix it here. Keep in mind I'm having to do this with my mouse pad thingy because my computer has only one USB port and the high quality mic is what I have plugged in to that USB port. So unless you want to hear like 2013 Gary's Mod Gamer headset type stuff. Alright, there we go.
Did you get it?
Oh yeah, I could see that. You've got like
So yeah, this is a map. This is like I believe it's a Halloween map or
oh
something.
god, the pixels are everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a Two Forts Halloween map.
But I have like bots on here,
Yeah, those are all bots.
and this isn't even a freaking server because this is with the create server.
Oh, you
I don't know
you
how
can
it
do it
can.
with that. Okay.
Yeah.
God, it's so pixely, but you can sort of tell what's going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you just hold tab and stand still, yeah, you can see those are all bots, bot names and stuff.
Yeah. And they have no ping.
Yeah. If this is what TF2 has to turn into, then
Yeah, and the scary thing is the medics are very scary. They know what they're doing.
yeah.
That's the thing.
Medics in training are pretty scary. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Hold on. I'm bringing us back to regular chat here. So go ahead and unshare.
But
There we
but it
go.
was
Oh
like
god, all
I
of our text has
already
disappeared. Hold on.
um,
This is why we need a production manager.
this is, but like I had to freaking lag out my freaking computer down to like 3 frames per second to even get this working.
Yeah. That is not what we as the TF2 community want to have to resort to.
Cause of course you got the training stuff, but you can only play that for so damn long until you get bored of it.
The only things that are even, I mean, even I wouldn't say MVM is totally safe from the bot problem, but I've
Yeah.
hardly even seen any there. So basically, MVM and community servers are the only thing keeping TF2 alive right now. And I mean, there's people that are dedicated to playing casual and competitive, and they're able to somehow find servers without bots, but it's very hard.
Yeah.
I
But
like
yeah,
I said, I'm
you
remaining
go ahead.
skeptical of Valve for now
Yeah.
because they don't have a very good track record of following through with things. Obviously, their communication is horrible because they've just left us on silent for 5 years until we finally started the Save TF2 thing,
Yeah.
and only then do they acknowledge it. Probably because of how like mainstream it was becoming. But I'm not putting them on the clock here or anything, but at the same time I am, because like I don't expect them to get this done tomorrow, but I expect them to at least get something done about the bots in the next few months. Updates can wait. I mean, it's been 5 years, but who cares? Just get rid of the bots
So yeah.
and then do updates. But like I'm not I don't I don't I don't need to be waiting till 2023 to hear again from Valve and them being like, okay, now we fix the bot problem.
Yeah.
So, like I said, all we can do here is just hope. That's pretty much it. Are you still playing against them?
Possibly.
Well, considering I just heard a demo man scream, yes. Now that I've talked about the T, um, the TF2 brought, that's a word. Hey, I've made a new word today. Brought. The TF2 bot problem. There we go. Now that we've talked about that, I would like to talk about just our experience with TF2 overall, especially the last few days, because it's been really fun. Um, Me and MN have been playing TF2 together practically the last 3 or so nights.
Yeah.
And let me just say, this guy never easily stay. Well, I mean, I shouldn't say never, but it's not easy for him to just commit to leaving at a certain time and then just proceed to stay for the next 2 hours, because
Yeah.
it was like your last day it was gonna be your last day of school or something, I think, and you said for like you were gonna leave in like half an hour. That was at like I think 8. Cut to about 11 or so my time, and we're still playing like in an empty TF2 server, just taunt killing each other.
Yeah.
And that's like that's like not even a new thing that people do. It's just us late at night playing TF2 being stupid. Now, again, going back to the current problem, if Valve did nothing about that, me, MN, and thousands upon thousands of other like-minded people would not be able to have that kind of fun anymore. Sure, it's not like TF2 is the only thing left in the world for us to do, but it's something fun. And to have something so dear to many people like me, and I guess MN too, I don't know how exactly you feel about it, but have something just die like that. It's TF2 is like some people's careers even, and if that just disappears off the face of the earth, then they've got no job.
Yeah. Because I know of one game that one of my friends got me, and you're lucky if you're going to find a public server any time of the day.
What game?
I forgot what it's called off the top of my head. I'll have to look at it. I believe it's Blockland or something like that.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that.
Yeah,
That
Blockland.
game's dead.
Yeah,
Well, not
you're
not not
lucky
not
if
saying
you.
that in an offensive manner. I'm just saying that game is dead.
Yeah,
Sadly.
it hasn't really, like, the community's still good. There's a still a couple people still out there, but it like barely gets played.
Speaking of the community, uh, I want to say that I am very proud of the Team Fortress 2 community. Just seeing so many people participating in the Save TF2 thing. Just it put a smile on my face to see so many people genuinely trying to fix or bring this to Valve's attention, like in the nicest way possible. Because like you'd expect a lot of video game communities nowadays, unfortunately, to be mostly filled with toxic people. But if there's one community that I've seen that, while filled with plenty of toxic people, has more like good than bad, it's the TF2 community. I honestly got lost scrolling through tweets for about an hour just reading all these stories from people about like why TF2 is so important to them. And I did not once see any person being like, Valve, get off your ass and fix this game. All of them were like, just please, we ask you to at least even acknowledge that there's a problem. That's a pretty good community if I've ever seen one.
Yeah.
So I'm just catching up on the chat here because I haven't been looking at it at all. Ah, yes, I am very good at shutting down computers, Zero. It appears to be my specialty. And you are allowed to make that comment if you still want to. Oh, that's another thing. I was gonna mention this earlier during the What's on Your Mind segment, but oh my god, I hate my computer. I earlier today I was streaming and things didn't work out too well, so I wanted to try another game again, Team Fortress 2, because I've been wanting to stream it recently, and I feel like I'd stream a lot more if I could do that, but my computer essentially doesn't work at all when it comes to streaming stuff. There's only 3 games that I know for certain work when I stream. It's Amnesia, SCP, and currently Penumbra. Those are all old horror games that most people don't even know about anymore. And that's all I'm stuck to playing because my computer literally dies. Or, well, it's not even my computer actually, it's just my streaming software. It dies whenever I try to stream anything else. Think of like having about 50 tabs open on Chrome all running at the same time and then trying to play a game. Like that's how it runs when I try to stream. The game on my end runs fine, but on the stream's end it's like going through slideshow mode on a PowerPoint presentation. It's not good. So, I am very, very angry about that because not only is the computer I have now only a few months old. I know it's a laptop, but it's like a, I think, $1,100 laptop, and it can't even freaking. I used to be able to stream Gary's mod on my old computer, which is about 5 years old now. It can't even open Gary's mod without dying on the stream on this computer, which is it makes me so mad. I just. It's very frustrating because I love to be able to just play pretty much anything in front of a live audience and just kind of have fun doing things that I enjoy. But when it's limited to 3 games that I play over and over while they're albeit good games, it gets boring.
Yeah.
And when there's gonna be a point eventually where I don't want to stream anymore because I just have nothing new to stream. And I know people will be like, well, just save up money for another computer. That's what I did, and where did it get me? Nowhere. And I know I could get a whole gaming setup, but I don't have anywhere to put one for one thing, and also I don't have the kind of money for that right now. So I'm stuck with this, and while patience is a good thing in most cases, I've run out of it completely in this particular scenario. That's my little rant for this episode of the podcast. It just gets on my nerves. I suppose shameless little, I wouldn't say it's a plug, but if somebody would like to help me with that, there is a thing on my Twitch page where you can help donate. Not asking you to, but I'm just mentioning it's there. If you want to do something, feel free to. I'd much appreciate it. Now we're coming up on the end here. Is there anything you'd like to talk about, MN, besides how many medics you're killing right now?
Not really.
I mean, to wrap up this whole thing, I just want to personally, I know this isn't gonna even get out to Valve at all, but I just want to make a personal statement towards them here. We don't want. It's very clear we don't want this game to die. There's so many people, even new people, still playing this game every day, and it's still one of the top. I want to say top 10 most played or downloaded games on Steam. that's certainly saying something for a game that you apparently are neglecting so much. Like, even with the big problem here, there's still so many new people coming in, but so many of them are getting, like, pushed away because of the problem we're going through right now. And I just ask Valve, please, to just fix TF2. Even if there's, like, not any updates, just fix it, please. That's all I have to say. And I can also say I'm happy to announce that I have made it through the entire stream without getting shot by MN. I mean, Combine Sniper Horse. I appreciate you for saying that, Zero. But please, don't pour so much money into me. I'm only asking for small donations here, and that's if you want to. I'm not gonna be like, oh, give me money! I need it! You hear that, MN? Give me your money!
No.
Oh, okay.
That just makes me want to give less.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
If I
that's what
wasn't
most people are
broke.
like nowadays. Yeah. So, I suppose we'll start wrapping this up. Thankfully, we did not continue the trend of getting increasingly longer in episode length, because the last three, if I don't know if you can look at the playlist, but you'll notice that each episode gets like a few minutes longer in length. Thankfully, we're not continuing that. But I know this was sort of a roughly put together episode. There was a lot of points where we didn't know what we were saying, or excuse me, stuff like that. But what do you do? Sometimes you just gotta go with the flow, as I said before. And Zero knows exactly what I'm talking about when I say that. Oi! Don't tell me to shut up. I'll tell you to shut up. Actually, I shouldn't, because I still have a gun pointed to my head. Or, actually, it's my lower right shoulder. Or left, depending on how you're looking at it, but...
With a Barrett 50, you might not have that shoulder anymore,
yeah, that
you
shoulder
know.
might be gone. But yeah. It was a rough episode, but... we got there in the end. What are you laughing at?
Something magical.
Oh god, here we go again. Every time I ask him something, he replies with something magical or a magical place. Hey, man, where are you?
In a magical place.
What did I tell you? Every time. Okay. That's gonna be all for this episode of the Hawkcast. I'm gonna hate saying this. Join us next week on June 4th for episode 5 of the Hawkcast. Rando will be returning next week, thankfully, or not thankfully, depending on how you look at it, along with a special guest who will remain anonymous for now until next week. And it'll also be the special 2-hour-long episode of the Hawkcast, where in the second half, Rando will proceed to ramble about literally anything and everything. So, make sure you got your bags of popcorn, because you'll need it. You will also likely be handcuffed to your seat, or wherever you are, because you will not be allowed to leave. For legal reasons, that is a joke. No, we are not making it 3 hours. That's gonna be episode 10.
Oh no, what have you done?
What
He's
have
gonna
I done?
watch this back,
No.
and he's gonna do it, you know it.
No. No,
if he
he's not gonna. No,
if
Rando,
he somehow finds out, he is going to do it.
Rando, if you're watching this, I am going. I am now. I am closing in on your location fast. I know where you live. Episode 10 is going to be a normal 1 hour episode. Okay? Okay.
If he finds out about it, you know what he's gonna do. He's gonna keep us here. You
Okay,
know
I'm gonna
it.
I'm gonna I'm gonna I'm gonna I'm gonna make this a little test for him. If he Okay. Rando, if you so happen to be watching this video, whether it's now or later, if you get to this point, respond with any picture of cheese that you can find with no context.
Oh no.
Yes, we're starting that again.
This
Ugh.
is not gonna be good. You said like 5 words, and you've pretty much made our seal if he finds that like 5 second freaking
Yeah,
clip,
I know. And
and you know if he finds it, he's going to keep that promise.
yeah, and that's why at this current moment I currently have both my hands together like I'm praying, and I am mad at myself. I have destroyed the entire universe as we speak. MN is now 100% going to shoot me in the shoulder after this podcast ends, and Rando is now laughing maniacally as he is now planned for even more pain in the next 5 episodes. That is gonna be all for uh this episode of the Hawkcast. Once again, we'll see you next week, June 4th, at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time or Pacific Daylight Time, however the hell you want to do it, I don't care. We're in for some trouble next week. So until then, keep your sanity with you because you're gonna need it. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
So how long is it gonna take until you shoot me?